From Orange County and the campus of Chapman University, this is the Chapman Business Report.
Talking entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship on this segment again of the Chapman Business Report. We've all heard the saying, can you build a better mousetrap? Our two guests you're about to meet not only built a better mousetrap, they built a better iPad. Well, sort of. Take a look at the grandPad. Janice Hansen is on a video chat with her daughter.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
Hansen uses her tablet to stay connected with her kids, grandkids, even a few great-grandkids. But this isn't a story about how tech-savvy seniors are dialing into the latest apps. This is a story about software that's custom-built for grandparents who've been left behind by the tech revolution.
The problem isn't with them, it's with the people making the technology. iPads and iPhones are way too hard for someone who's 90 years old and who's never used a computer.
Isaac helped create the grandPad.
So you basically have to eliminate a lot of the assumptions that you usually have if you were designing maybe a typical mobile app. Things like the user knowing how to pinch to zoom or double tap or even to touch the screen with their finger. These aren't innate human kind of ways of interacting. So what we've done instead is designed something with a 90-year-old in mind.
Isaac and his father Scott brought grandPad to Launch Labs in Orange, California, an incubator for startup companies like theirs. As they developed grandPad, they got rid of the technology barriers that frustrate seniors. No logins, no passwords, no software updates, no plugins, no spam, no double-clicking. Instead, they developed a closed system, safe from internet predators, where seniors could email, call, and video chat with loved ones, share photos and videos, listen to music, and most of all, stay connected.
Because they're connected, they're in the flow of emails and pictures that they're reaching out. And when they see their grandson, they can say, hey, great job at that wrestling tournament. I saw you. And it's like, wow, Grandma, how'd you see that? So it's all about reducing isolation and loneliness. You know, isolation leads to loneliness, loneliness leads to depression, depression leads to all types of health issues.
It's very easy. Yeah, it's great.
The grandPad team demos the tablet to seniors, like the residents of this living facility in Santa Monica. But most of these folks take some convincing, wary of the technology roadblocks they've hit before.
Yeah, I have an iPad myself and I do not use it to its full capabilities. Not only that, every time I call up my grandchildren to ask for help, they say, Grandma, we already told you that.
The story is the same for Edith Sharoni. She was trying to figure out how to use her smartphone when she discovered the grandPad.
I said something to my daughter. I said, maybe I should go take a class on how to use the smartphone. And she says, I don't know. So then when this came up, and she says, that's for you.
Now, the pictures and videos everyone in her family shares on smartphones go to her grandPad, too. Sharoni says she feels reconnected.
We think in the United States there's over 20 million seniors who could benefit. And that's why we're doing this, is to help folks that are disconnected from their families.
Hi, how are you?
Not only is Janice Hansen reconnected with her family, but she and her grandpad are the life of the party during get-togethers at her senior residence.
And I took it and I shot the whole room so I'd have something to show, and then so I showed everybody that I could what was there. And one guy said, oh, I don't like that picture, you better delete that. And I says, okay, let's take another one. I took another, but it's fun.
And joined back on Chapman Business Report talking entrepreneurship with the co-creators of the grandpad, Isaac and Scott Lien. Thank you guys very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Great to be here.
You're a young guy, but we were talking earlier, you already had the entrepreneur creator gene when you were 13. You developed an app, and I only can assume he got it from you.
Yeah, I think it's been a great father-son combination. I think, you know, some of the experience I have from the School of Hard Knocks mixed with the innovation and the brilliant minds of not only Isaac but the other young people on our team has is a great way to
Just
form
the
a company.
thought that you could do something, I don't know that, for instance, Apple had, you've created this senior-friendly iPad. I don't know that Apple had tried or had looked at it, but obviously you have experience in this area of inventing, creating something that maybe already was out there, possibly by a big company.
Yeah, unfortunately, the what we call super seniors, those over the age of 75, have kind of been the forgotten generation. And having worked in Silicon Valley, most companies don't consider the needs of an 80 or 90-year-old. So that's what we set out to do.
Despite the fact, like you say in the piece, it's 20 million people
Yeah, it's huge.
with disposable income.
Exactly. It's a huge market, great people, the greatest generation, and that's what we set out to build a product just for them.
And I want to talk about the marketing of this product and where you go from here, but I mentioned you cut Dad's gene. You're a college student now here at Chapman, a computer information
systems. Yep.
But at 13, you develop an app. Where do you get that from? Do you just realize that times have changed, and as a young person, they're not going to come to me and hire me. I need to create my job. Did you already realize that?
Yeah, I mean, kind of for me, it's always been with learning technology and how to make apps and different things. It's been something that I want to see exist. I wanted to make an app. We wanted to make an app. So, that was the goal, and we just did what we could to learn how to do it. So it's always been driven by that need and want to do or create something, and then learning what we need to get there.
And in this case, I mean, a need to fill what you felt was a societal void. Seniors 80 and 90, they're disconnected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I have two grandmas. And they both live in Iowa, and there's not a good way for us to communicate with them, or there wasn't, 2 years ago. And that was a big problem for us. We couldn't easily send them a photo that, of what we're doing today, or do a video call with them. They don't have internet, computers, iPads are too complex. And we wanted to figure out, how can we solve this digital divide? How can we send them a photo of what we're doing today? And that's kind of how we decided to start building grandPad.
How long did it take to, this is a triumph, by the way, of programming mostly? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so it's really a combination of software engineering, design, and then just kind of operational excellence as far as, building the product, but what do we actually build and how does it work? How does the user interact with it? That's kind of the design aspect, which we spend a lot of time working on as well.
And you go here to Chapman, but you collaborated with the Launch Labs here at Chapman. How does that collaboration work? University, essentially private sector. How did the two of you team up? How does that work?
Yeah, so Launch Labs was one of the big reasons I ended up coming to Chapman, because it was one of the few schools that had computer science, software engineering, and that had that entrepreneurship focus where you could go and start your own company within the university. So that's kind of what really brought me to Chapman in the first place. And immediately after coming here, I started going to the meetings for the Launch Labs my first semester as a freshman. And then coming up second semester, when we decided we wanted to start this company, we immediately joined Launch Labs and were incubated and launched from Chapman.
So you do your beta model, it works. How do you get it to market? It is in market now, right?
Yeah, it is in market. We launched product last summer, and it's a constant feedback loop with our customers. But what's awesome is half of our team are either current Chapman students, Chapman graduates, and even a few Chapman professors are involved in various ways. So we really say it's born at Chapman and tapping into all the brilliant minds that are here.
Marketing and selling, like everything, is so different these days. Is there anything unique? But you're marketing to this older age cohort. Is there anything unique about how you're actually selling it and getting it to them?
Yeah, a lot of people don't even realize that there is a product like this. So, but they know they have a need, that they're feeling that the family is disconnected. Grandma or mom lives on the other side of the country, and the kids don't have an easy way to communicate. So the burning need is there. So it's very much an emotional. I'm trying to solve this emotional need. And we educate people, and they buy. And Facebook marketing has been a great way for us to reach those people.
But I still some old-fashioned retail marketing.
Oh, yeah.
You're at an assisted care. I mean,
Yep.
you've got to do that,
Right.
given who your market is. Last question to wrap this up. All right, so you're working together as father and son. That's a unique arrangement. It's been swimmingly from the get-go, or is this something that you always thought? You knew, obviously you knew what your dad, how he had made his living and what he was like. Is this something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've always had the opportunity to go into work with him. He's been in the software industry for 20 plus years, and going to work with him and seeing what he does, and I've always known that's what I want to do. And we've collaborated on some little projects here and there, iPhone app, and different things. So I mean, it wasn't necessarily something I would have expected 5-10 years ago, but I think it was a very natural progression given both of our interests and our previous work together.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I always say being a parent makes you a better person. I think being a boss of people in your family makes you a better boss. And I think, try to bring out the best in everybody. So we love having what we call the senior, the legacy, the experienced guys like me. I'm 50, and then working with young students. I think it's a great combination.
Is there a next generation already for the grandpad? Or at this point, it's just let's sell as many grandpads as we can.
Well, we've got the grandpad, and then we'll have the great grandpad.
We'll bring you back. Yeah. Isaac and Scott Lien, they're the co-creators of the grandpad. Thank you very much.
Thank you.